Hello everybody!
Raine here.
And so the other day, Adios Mark and I, we were having a pretty in-depth conversation about video games and when we were growing up.
So what I was talking about is they blame video games for pretty much any other violent act or sexual endeavor. Just anything negative in the news they blame must be the video games, and so on. What I find funny is, yes, they had video games back then as we were growing up, we were kids. But what I don't get is we didn't have many violent video games. We had those 2D shooters, but come on, those were not really upscale, So basically what I was stating was we didn't have much violent game back then because we didn't have the technology to put all this stuff in the game. And there was several shootings in other schools and other places, murders and so on. And you don't hear once that it was video games. It was either one, it was the parent. Two, the society he grew up in didn't have many friends, or didn't have many friends, or so on. What's funny now is they're coming up with these games, and now they have advice, they have things they can blame it on. Because, as you've already heard the quote before, it's always easier to blame someone else. In this aspect, something else. Violent video games. Honestly, all of us can play a video game and notice that it is just a figment of imagination, something to goof around in, something to have fun on. If I play a violent video game, it's mostly, let's say I come home from work and I've had a stressful day. I go on the video game, I kill a couple people, I do whatever. It makes me feel better. I'm not saying, you know what, this feels so good, I want to go out to a store and shoot it up. So what I'm trying to say is the person that does play these type of games and goes out shooting people in schools or shops or movie theaters or whatever already has to have a little something loose up here already to begin with to lead him to that path.
And it's like Adios Mark said, it's always easier to blame something else in this aspect. Because a lot of times, parents don't want to admit that they did something wrong or anything of that nature. And honestly, I kind of understand that, especially being a parent of my own, but still, it doesn't make anything right, because then it just is going to be like, oh, everything's fine, it wasn't my fault, or anything like that. Because, like I said in my introduction vlog, that I was growing up not knowing what I came from, because I was adopted when I was only 5 months. Whatever, so I grew up with my adopted family, who I love, but it would have been nicer to know who at least my biological mother is. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of my biological father. I have my own personal reasons for that. It doesn't mean that I grew up to be a horrible person. I have my flaws just like everybody else, but I am now a mother and I love my son to death. And I just want to see him happy and everything like that. If he ends up doing something that's extremely horrible or whichever down the road when he is growing up, it'll most likely be because of me or Adios Mark. And it'll just be the way that we parented him. But I don't want it to be that way, but it doesn't mean that it wasn't something that we did wrong.
Alone doesn't even mean it was us. It could be his train of thought when he gets older. It could be what he thinks is right and what he thinks is wrong. But besides that, my family grew up. I was growing up. I guess you can say I had a good, but yet not the best childhood. Basically, when I was growing up, I was bold, if I misbehaved, basically whatever you could find in the house was what I would get hit with. That was old school discipline. If there was a lead cord there, you were getting hit with it. I mean, I guess that's why I have an electrical personality. Anyway, but my parents broke up, they separated, and, me being the oldest out of 3 kids at the time, it took a toll on me. I had to be the man of the house. I had to take care of 2 other younger siblings. I had to watch over them. I had to make sure that whatever happened, I could be the role model they need so they wouldn't go downhill. Believe it or not, they say, yes, you're the older child, you should be the role model, you should be able to carry on. I was the older child, yes, but it hit me the worst. Because the younger children didn't quite know what was going on. Yes, they missed mommy or missed daddy. The older one had more than me, had more than mentality. Knew, okay, my folks are separated. They don't want to be together anymore. They don't love each other, yada, yada, yada. So what's that mean for us? So that means it hit me that much harder. So that on top of trying to take care of them. I had so many opportunities. I could have resorted to violent act, lashing out on society and doing these things. I played violent video games at this time. You know, as I was older, I was playing shooter games, stuff like that, but I never once thought, hey, I want to shoot. The game itself was a release for me to take out my anger. And as she said, you know, I'm a parent now too. Our son Ethan, he's bold and there's things we wish he didn't do, but he's still young yet. It's what he chooses to do in the future as he grows up and he's older that it's something that we should either worry about or whatever. But obviously we'll get to that when that bridge is there. But basically, like I said, I grew up, yes, I'm slightly like easy to temper at times, but I've never once resorted to severe violent acts of that nature. If anything, I find someone to talk to, and in this instance, when that happens, I talk to my wife because, sorry to take over the spotlight here a little bit, but serious story. When I was going through a tough time, I was dating these other girls in the past, and I was just horrible. That almost pushed me to other things, you know, violent acts themselves and or suicide. I had thoughts of suicide. I eventually got money together and I said, you know what, I want to go see my family in New York. It's been years. I've been stuck in Milwaukee for way too long. Now, I'm originally from New York, but I went to Milwaukee to meet a girl, which obviously, wrong idea. Don't go over states lines unless you know for a fact that the girl you're going to see is worth it, or man, depending on who you are. If whoever you're going to see, don't go over state line unless you know for certain it's worth it. Unfortunately for me, it wasn't worth it. I won't tell you too much details because it's just annoying. But I decided to get enough money, came to New York, visited my folks a little bit, and I met Cata Raine here. But I got to know her a little bit like that, and her family, of course, like any family that meets a man that's dating their daughter, in a sense, is weary. I got to know her family a little bit more and everything like that, and I just have to say she technically saved me. She was there for me when I was at my worst. You know, my mother, for example, was with her boyfriend at the time. I got stuck in Saratoga, and I was just walking around, and my mother goes, he said I can't come get you because he doesn't want to waste the gas. Really? You don't want to waste the gas to come get your son. Okay. So, sir, Cata Raine, sorry. When I get a little bit deep, I like to use real terms. You know, she went to her folks, she got me a place to crash for the night and everything like that. And, you know, that's when our relationship kind of flourished after that. We were dating at the time, but it went a little bit more above that. What I'm going to try to do for you guys is also maybe put our wedding video up on our channels. My aunt recorded it and put it on one of her channels. It's Mrs. Ross. I don't remember the full title, but I get the full title, I'll put it up. But you should definitely check that out when we get it set up for you. It's the McGurk wedding. I will try to get it up on our channels. Basically, there I had a stuttering issue. I seen her, she was beautiful. And the guy was like, you know, I show him McGurk, newly, you know, and all this stuff. And I'm like, I couldn't speak. I was just so flabbergasted. You know, this elegant woman came up in this dress. And she tells me every day she doesn't think she looks it, but come on, guys. We all know she's a beautiful woman.
Stop.
But no, she saved me, and I'm glad she did. But still, I never resorted to anything that violent, and I got a lovely son, which I cherish to death. And all in all, sorry to keep dragging this on. I'm sorry if I bored you guys. You guys can definitely hate me for talking. You can leave a hate comment down below if you want, because I know I can talk. But these two saved me, and that's all I really gotta say, and I appreciate it.
But yeah, like, Adios Mark, he necessarily have the best. You made me cry.
It's okay. This is how much we care about each other, and for all you viewers out there, you know, not just a video game thing, if you have somebody that you really care about, link in the description to our Twitter. Show us your significant other, show us pictures, show us a video of the person or persons that you care about, whether you're actually dating, you're into somebody, you have that little secret crush, let us know. If there's anybody you know that's there for you when these times are tough, or from when the media is blaming video games and so on, leave us comments below, you know, videos, pictures, right down there. We'll keep an eye on them. We want to see your guys' happy times, and what are your thoughts about the whole video games did everything to mess us up society thing. So let us know, and if she wants to, I'll let her close this out. But this is Adios Mark. Peace out.
But yeah, like I was gonna say, it was Adios Mark may not have had the best childhood But, I mean, yes, I came from a different part. Like,
Look at this pretty little face right here. You guys see this? This is mine. No, I'm just joking. But isn't she beautiful? I try to tell her that every day, but she don't listen to me.
but yeah, it's like my parents have.
You know what? If she wants to finish this, I'll let her pick it up in another video, maybe a short skit or something. But right now, I'm going to comfort her and take care of her until she can calm down. If so, what I'll do is I'll have her make another section of this. But like I said, if there's anything that you guys, send us pictures or videos of your significant other via our YouTube, which is down in the description below. Also, send us information on what you think about the whole video game theory, about what media is saying, that video games cause all of us to be messed up, which, if that's the case, I think all the United States, let alone across the country, is a bit messed up, because we all know it, and we all love our video games. So if anything, we're all messed up. Power to the gamers. But we'll catch you later. Thanks for watching. Adios Mark again. Peace out.
And thank you so much for watching this. I will see you in my next episode. Raine, signing out. Later.